EDgun Leshiy presents Hunting Advent Calendar. 25 days, 25 videos. Day 14. Warning. If the video, title, and description went over your head, let me be really clear on what you're about to watch. This is a backyard hunting video, which helps keep the population of pests under control. The bonus? Some of these guys actually taste pretty dang good. If hunting and pest control offend you, don't watch. Simple. So with that behind us, let's get on with the video. Part 2 of our story is the long goodbye to our wooden friend. The final chapter was a 3-part series to celebrate this backyard pest execution chair. Let's look back at some of the best moments.
Lonely table just for one. In a bright
The Table for One became a fan favorite on the channel. It saw raccoons, rats, possums, chipmunks, and a ton of squirrels. Its daily beating really started to take its toll though, and I knew the end was near.
The Table for One has seen better days. Honestly, it's held together better than I thought it would, but it's time, however, for a new one. Something as iconic as this product, however, just doesn't get tossed in the trash. Nope. On the EDgun Leshiy channel, this chair of death deserves a tribute, and to go out with a boom. Okay, so here's what we're going to do together. We're going to send it EDgun Leshiy style with a multi-part series. Each episode is going to revolve around an original track produced by Lord Magnus as a tribute to the original Table for One. You're going to hear some OG Table for One, a remix, and some others I don't necessarily want to tell you right now to spoil the fun. So, along the way, I'm going to be releasing these songs, and Club Leshiy members can go in there and download them for free. So make sure to click the link in the description to join Club Leshiy. It's 100% free, so no excuses. So let's go trigger some snowflakes and celebrate Wooden Way's greatest contribution to backyard pest control, the Table for One. When I was stockpiling footage over the winter, I usually write myself a few notes about each so that when I go to put it into a video, I can kind of remember, right, and tell the story a little bit. All I wrote for these next two were, quote-unquote, fat bastards broke neighbor's feeder. So let's go check out their punishment for said crime. Here's a visual on the big difference between hunting squirrels and shooting them for pest control. A normal population of squirrels you'd hunt in the woods for food would never just sit above a dead one like this after it just got greased. I shot the first one, and then this guy came down from the tree and took a seat at the Table for One. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get the memo about the lead in the food. Speaking of which, is 34 grains of lead coming out of the EDgun Leyla. While snowflakes think the Table for One is cruel, the reality is it's the exact opposite. It brings them to a safe place for a humane dispatch by keeping them occupied. For educational purposes, watch as this pellet tracks perfectly here. It enters the brain and then travels right through and severs the spinal cord. You can see the light switch just turn off. This is exactly what you want. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Look at the set on this guy. Looks like I took out old Big Balls himself on this one. The wood is so soft now from all the snow and rain, so their claws get stuck like this all the time and they just hang there. Eventually this guy obviously fell. Here's a post-mortem toe grab after getting a 25 poly mag out of the Leshiy. I just noticed this one swirl a bit as I was watching this, but it's still pinpoint accurate, so no sense in messing with the tune.
This next shot is insane, but that's not why I stopped it. I'll get the uncensored one up on Club Leshiy soon, but pay attention to the table and watch it in slow motion as it almost falls apart from the momentum of this little squirrel. Now imagine you got possums that weigh 5 times as much, raccoons, etc. This thing was just on its last leg.
This was another dude. It was a giant squirrel sausage fest in this video. He got his claws stuck as well. This one I actually had to pull off of the wood. It just never fell. Something about this table for one. Impossible to resist and apparently leaf.
Next up in the celebration was a focus on the bullies and their nighttime sessions at the table for one. I think you'll pick up pretty quick the period in time in which I first released Chapter 2. It was the perfect theme, as clearly a possum is our White Walker.
Lonely table just for one.
The Backyard Bullies and the Table for One series had never really collided up until this video, so the intro I left as a squirrel to throw folks off a little bit.
The story of the backyard White Walkers is not new. For thousands of years they've roamed, but somewhere hidden is a village of overly sexed up possums, pushing the population levels beyond what the lands can support. 2 possums enter the old lady bush forest. 1 leaves. The victor limps back to claim his throne at the table for one. As he stuffs his face in golden peanuts, he realizes the backyard king of kings, the EDgun Leshiy, glassing him from the mountaintop above.
I get a ton of comments about not to kill possums, and generally I agree and I leave them alone. But that last section and this next illustrate just how insane the population levels can get. 1 or 2 in my yard? Cool. 6 or 8? Hell no.
From the mountain, EDgun Leshiy spots his prey as the allure of the table for one proves to overpower the smell of death. Using a prototype weapon from his personal blacksmith, he releases a piece of lead, swiftly eliminating the hardened White Walker. With the White Walkers now in full retreat, the sounds of the backyard bully war chant could be heard within the enchanted old lady forest. It seems the battle has just begun, but the EDgun Leshiy has a secret weapon, the table for one. While the army sleeps, its general sends a forward scout. This battle can be won with a single pull of the EDgun catapult, as this enemy's power rests within the single heartbeat of its sole leader.
With the final chapter came the end. I remember when I was filming this, my neighbor was looking over the fence laughing at me. I didn't see him. He just said, "Do I even want to know?" And I guess burying a bloody wood table with cameras all around does look pretty sketchy. He's a big fan though. After all, EDgun Wick keeps the critters at bay.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend, the end.
All good things come to an end. Today we celebrate this beautiful piece of pest control craftsmanship. For over 20 years, the table for one sat waiting patiently on the shelf of a local hardware store. Its purpose remained unknown, but as the local population of critters skyrocketed, its need became more clear. Let us celebrate today this true moment of clarity and purpose with a letter from the table's dearest friend, Engelbert Humperdinck. The lonely table just for one, in a bright and crowded room. While the music has begun, I drink to memories in the gloom. Though the music's still the same, it has a bittersweet refrain. So play the song the way it used to be, before she left and changed it all to sadness. And maybe, if she's passing by the window, she will hear a love song and a melody. And even if the words are not so tender, she will always remember the way it used to be. Table for One has brought us laughs, high fives, and some serious snowflake anger. It also brought something I didn't expect: inspiration. For some, it was to make their own and fight back against their own backyard bullies. For many, it was a flood of comments on the enjoyment it brought. But for one, inspiration came in the form of music. Lord Magnus gave us his take on this little wooden gem. And for this final chapter, the end, he's provided a full-blown soundtrack. As always, he's graciously provided us these songs to everyone to download for free within Club Leshiy. You can find a link for Club Leshiy in the description below. Let's get back to this celebration though. The squirrels are so invasive and populated that they don't actually spook much. Honestly, I think I could walk up and kick them sometimes. The backyard bullies, however, while abundant, seem to have a lot less trust while dining at the table for one. Lord Magnus captures this really well with his stalking background music. While the roots of the table for one are born from Engelberg's lyrics, the intensity and sound of these tracks are a true reflection of the actual moment. Friends stop by and say hello, and I laugh and I hide the pain. Quite easy till they go, then the song begins again. So play the song the way it used to be, before she left and changed it all to sadness. And maybe, if she's passing by the window, she will hear a love song and a melody. And even if the words are not so tender, she will always remember the way it used to be.
While the music has begun, I drink to memories in the gloom. Though the music's still the same, it has a bitter-sweet refrain.
Whoa, that was a crazy dream. Man, I swear I've had that dream before. I just need to watch some TV and shake that one off.
Thanks for watching today's video as part of the EDgun Leshiy Advent Calendar series. 25 days, 25 videos. A daily dose of the best of from 2019. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a day, and check out the link in the description for Club Leshiy. Here's today's highlighted deal of the day. You can find more info and a link to check it out within the description below. See you guys in the next one. Backyard hunting helps keep the population of potential pest animals under control. The bonus? Some of these guys taste pretty dang good. So here's one of my all-time favorite squirrel recipes. Press pause to get the full details.